guys, Aaron again. I'm in the garage today. I'm going to be working on the M4 to clean the intake valves using a little bit of this cleaner here. So I know there are a lot of people that say that this stuff doesn't really work and walnut blasting is the only way to do it, but I'm going to try to be doing this every 5,000 miles or every oil change with my car as kind of preventative maintenance. I figured it can't hurt. It'll at least keep them a little bit clean. And walnut blasting is either going to be really expensive to have somebody else do it or really time consuming to do it yourself. So right up front, I have to give credit to jmciver, perhaps is how you pronounce it. And he has a great thread on Bimmerpost on this. So I'm going to be following his instructions, but for me, it's always easier to actually see it being done than just looking at a few pictures and reading about it. And as my disclaimer, this is the first time doing this, like everything else on my channel, so do it at your own risk. So I'm going to start off by answering the question, why are you going to do this? Because the M4 is a GDI, or gasoline direct injected engine, and as you may or may not know, that often leads to carbon buildup on the intake valves. And that, of course, can lead to bad engine performance. So luckily for us, BMW with their new PVC systems have really helped reduce this carbon buildup, but it's still there a little bit. And you may have heard of oil catch cans. That's another mod that a lot of people do to help prevent this issue. I personally don't have an oil catch can yet on my M4, but I will probably install one. I'm gonna start doing this intake cleaning every 5,000 miles right before I do my oil changes. So now I'm gonna figure out how to do this and show you guys what it looks like. The first step is that your car does need to be up to temperature. So I'm gonna take it out for a couple mile drive real quick. Oh yeah, this is the fun part. Gonna sit here and listen to it for a little bit. Such a nice day. I just want to keep driving out here, but you just want to drive until those two bars down there, the red ones, you only have two left, so you're warmed up, and give it a little extra boost. All right, we just got back. And this is the first time using my Milwaukee underhood light, and it's pretty awesome so far. Things are still warm, fans are still going on, so we'll step you through what we're going to do next. So this product, which by the way I bought on Amazon, I'll put a link down below, but you can get this stuff pretty much anywhere. It says to inject it downstream of the mass airflow sensor because this chemical will damage that. And you want to get the stuff as close to the throttle body as possible. Just about any vacuum connection on the intake path would work. So I've got the Dynon intake on mine, but yours is in the same location-ish, and here is a vacuum port right here. Here is my MAF, or HFM, as it's called in Europe, I guess. So if you were to inject it there, it would still have to run all the way up here and through the turbos to get into the ports. And then it's got to go through our charged air cooler before it's ever going to get there. Back here on the side is a MAP sensor, or manifold absolute pressure sensor. And we're going to remove it and inject it right here. Now for this, you're going to need a little set of these things. I'm going to put a link to this or something similar. I think I got this one at Lowe's because there's not a lot of room to reach back here. The Bimmerpost thread said that these were T35s. Mine seem to be T30s because 35 will not fit there. So just going to remove these two little screws here, and this one here is the one where you really need a short ratchet. And before I make this mistake again that I've done on my engine many times, because it seems like it would be very easy to drop these things once they come out, I'm just going to shove a little microfiber cloth under here. There we go. Now if they fall out, I can catch them. Don't have to spend 30 minutes fishing around the underside of the engine bay. The thing that changes the direction on this one is rubbing up against the wall, causing it to switch and tighten this. So I gotta hold it in place while I try to get this thing out. Learned a new trick here. I just pull this piece out a little bit and then lift it up. Then I have enough room. Okay. Now I can carefully pull the sensor out. All right, it's in there nice and tight thanks to that little green O-ring, but tuck him out of the way. All right, just Just gonna shake this up now, and my wife is in the car, so you're gonna need an assistant to start the car and keep it at 2,000 RPMs throughout this process. They say if the engine starts bogging down, you can blip it a little bit, but not go over 3,500 RPM. That is the magic number. So I am going to insert the straw into the hole, and the straw is going to be aiming a little bit down in here, and I'm going to do 3-second bursts of this until the whole can is empty. So, all right, go ahead and start the car. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it stalled it. Keeping it at 2,000. That's empty. So I'm gonna have her blip it 2 or 3 times. All right, blip it 2 or 3 times. All right, after you blip it a couple times, you let it idle for 1 minute. All right, it's been a minute. Go ahead and shut it down. All right, now we are gonna leave it here and just let it sit for 1 hour. All right, so during the hour you're waiting, you can go ahead and see this is here for a little blowback, and go ahead and reinstall your sensor. You don't want to forget that. Yep. All right, so just pop him back in and put the bolts back in. Pull this out, snap this guy back into place. All right, there we go. Now in an hour when I restart the car, I've been told to expect some white plumes of smoke. That will be normal. It's just the car burning off the residual cleaner that's still in the system mixed with fuel. And there is a chance that I'll have a drivetrain malfunction error or some other check engine light. And that's normal because the system doesn't like that chemical in there. But if you restart the car, it should go away. Worst case scenario, you might have to use something like Bimmerlink to reset the CEL. If you do, I have a link right here that you can go check out Bimmerlink and see how to do that. It's really easy, cheap way to have a scanner code for your BMW. All right, it has been 1 hour. My wife's gonna go ahead and start the car. Second. Let's see. Nothing coming out here. Are there any check engine lights or anything? Nope, just that the hood is open. So, all right, nothing to worry about. Okay, so the final step is to take it out now and drive it for at least 10 minutes at highway speeds according to the directions. What I'm gonna do is follow the advice on Bimmerpost, and I'm going to drive it in lower gears than normal. So I'm gonna keep that internal combustion temperature up, hopefully help burn off some of those carbon deposits, and just drive for 10 to 15 minutes, a little hotter revving than I would normally do. So there's the white smoke, and there was my drivetrain malfunction that came up. So I did get it. All right, well that was definitely a terrible drive. It put me in limp mode. Everything is all shaky, but I'm going to turn the car off and fire it back up. Much smoother at idle already. And it looks like that error went away. So let me try driving again. All right, sounds good. All right, so we are smooth again. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I have a lot of other M4 content like coolant system type stuff, oil changes, other mods and maintenance. So check out the channel. See you guys next time.